Namaste. Tonight I'm going to read Book 8, Chapter 10, on the description of Bhuvana Kosa. Om Vakratuna Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha. Narayana said, in Hiranmaya Varsa, the Bhagavan is remaining in the form of Kurma, the tortoise, as the Lord of Yoga. He is thus praised and worshipped by Aryama, the ruler of the Pitris. Aryama said, Om Namo Bhagavate Akuparaya, the king of tortoises, sustaining the world, obeisance to thee, the Lord of all prosperities. The form of tortoise, Kurma, thou art built of Sattva Guna incarnate. No one can make out where thou dost dwell. Thou art not encompassed by time. Thou art in the present, past, and future. So obeisance to thee, thou dost pervade all things. We bow down to thee. All are established in thee. So obeisance to thee. By thy extraordinary Maya power, thou hast made manifest this universe that is seen. This is thy form. It is by no means distinct from thee. This thy form is seen in so many forms. So the true reality being not known like a mirage, these cannot be counted really speaking. What is thy form? No one can definitely say. The beings generated by heat and moisture said, of insects and wombs, those that are born of eggs, from wombs, and the plants and other moving, non-moving beings, the Devas, Rishis, Pitris, Bhutas, and these senses, the sky, the heavens, earth, mountains, rivers, oceans, islands, planets, and stars, all these art thou, and thou alone. Thy name, form, and appearance are as varied, and their numbers cannot be counted. Still, Kapila and others have determined their numbers by the knowledge of which thou canst become visible to the eye of knowledge. Thy form and nature are determined by these sankaras, by these sankyas, ascertained by Kapila. So we bow down to thee. Thus Aryama and the other rulers of the Varasa, all united, sing praise and worship the Bhagavan Kurma Deva, the controller of all and the generator of all. All hail to thee, the Bhagavan Yajna Purusa, in manifest in Uttara Kuru Mandala, in the form of Adi Varaha. The earth herself worships him always. The goddess earth praises Hari, the Yajna Varaha, the destroyer of the Dechas, and worships duly that Deva, with her heart lotus naturally devoted, rendered more devoted by her attachment to the Lord. The goddess earth spoke, Om Namo Bhagavate Mantra Tattva Lingaya Yajna Kratave. I bow down to the Bhagavan, the great boar. Thou art Om, the real form, and nature can be known by only the mantra and tattva. Thou art yajna and kretu, sacrifice. Incarnate, therefore, all the great sacrifices are thy limbs. Thou art the three yogas, there being no yajna in the Sattva in the Satya Yoga. Thou art that which is left as pure after doing karma, so as to be fit for performing yajnas. So obeisance to the sages versed in jnana and vijnana say that thou art hidden in the body and in the senses, as fire is hidden in the wood. So they ardent to see thee, seek for thee with a discriminative and dispassionate mind, judging karmas and their fruits, and then thy nature is revealed. I bow down to thee. Thy form can be ascertained by the cause and effect of the karmas and other gunas of Maya, sense objects, senses, actions, devas, body, time, ahamkara, and others. I bow down to thee. Those can see thus thy form, whose mind is firmly established in thee by their discrimination and yama, niyama, etc., and who have abandoned all sorts of fickleness and changeability of their tempers. So obeisance to thee, as iron goes attracted towards the magnet, so Maya dances before thee with her gunas and her works in the way of the creation, preservation and destruction of this universe, but thou art totally indifferent to it. For the sake of the jivas, embodied souls, desire comes to thee. Though thou art not quite willing, thou art the witness of the jivas and their adrista, the fate. I bow down to thee. The Yajna Varaha, the cause of this universe, has lifted me up from the Rasatala and placing me on his big tusks has come out from the Pralaya, the great ocean, after overpowering in battle his enemy, the powerful Decha, like an elephant. I bow down to that controller of all, to thee. In the Kimpurusa Varasa, the Bhagavan Aripurusa, the prime man, the self-manifest, and the Lord of all, is residing in the form of Rama, the son of Dasaratha, and the joy of the heart of Sita Devi. Sri Hanuman thus spoke, Om Namo Bhagavate Uttama Slokaya. I bow down to the Bhagavan who art sung by the excellent verses, purifying all. I bow down to thee, the incarnate of modesty, good temper, vow and good signs. Thy mind is always under control. Thou dost imitate as thy nature is good the actions of all persons. Obeisance to thee. Thou art the supreme place to award praise. Obeisance to thee. Thou art Brahmanya Deva in the creation of the universe, the high soul person, Mahapurusa. Thou gettest the first share above all the persons. Thou art the one tattva, and that alone. As established in the Vedanta, the holy realization is the only guide to it. This tattva dominates over all the gunas. It can never be an object, only by pure intellect. It can be realized. There is no name, no form of it. It is always beyond the pale of ahamkara. I take refuge to this tattva, the most peaceful, with my body and mind. Thy incarnation in human shape in this world is not simply for killing Ravana, but for giving instructions to the mortals. The contract with woman and the suffering thereof are very different. To avoid to give this lesson, also he took this incarnation. He who is merged in enjoying the supreme bliss of his own nature, and he who is the Lord of all, how can he suffer miseries in the bereavement of Sita? He is the best friend and the very Atman of those who have conquered their minds and senses. Especially he is the receptacle of all the qualities and is the enjoyment of other divine extraordinary powers. So he is not attached to the worldly objects. How can the delusion due to his wife come and darken him? And why will he send Lakshmana in exile? He is the Mahatattva and the Paramapurusa. So good birth, beauty, intelligence, oratory and good form, nothing can please him. Bhakti devotion can only attract him. If that be not the case, then why will he, the elder of Lakshmana, the Bhagavan, the son of Dasaratha, make friendship with us, the wanderers of the forest, and who are by nature not the receptacles of any beauty, etc. So everyone, be he asura or asura, man or not man, should worship the Hari manifest in Rama, in the human body, with all his heart. He is so good that if anybody worships him, even to a very small extent, he always considers it to be much. What more can be said than this, that he took all the inhabitants of Kosala to heaven? Narayana said, thus Hanuman, the best of monkeys, sings the praises and worships duly in Kimpurusa Varasa. The lotus-eyed Rama, truthful and determined in his vows, he who hears this wonderful description of Rama is freed of all his sins and goes with his body pure to the abode of Rama. Here ends the 10th chapter in the 8th book on the description of Bhuvana Kosa in the Mahapuranam Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Vedvyasa. Om Jayanti Mangalakali Bhadrakali Kapali Durga Kashmashi. Om Tuya Mata Chapita Tumyo Tuya Bandusha Chasakatu.